Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mackenzie Smith, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the Longshore Class of 2022 graduation ceremony. On behalf of the senior class, it means so much to see family, friends, and beloved community members all gathered here to celebrate this pivotal moment in our lives. It's not so often that you have a graduating class of 19 students, but Long Trail is not the typical high school experience. We may be small, but we are mighty. Being such a small, intimate class, we've not only grown as individuals, but we've grown together. Our class is composed of some of the most diverse, strong, and independent personalities this school has ever seen. Even though in earlier years this was difficult to navigate, over the past couple of years we've been able to thrive off of each other, pushing us to find our truest selves. Humans are creatures of habit, and one of the hardest experiences is stepping out of those routines. It's an essential part of growing up, but that doesn't mean that it isn't difficult. For the past couple of years, we've gotten used to arriving at school at the same time, wandering the same halls, and saying good morning to the same people. And even though by the end of the week we're all exhausted, by Monday we're ready to do it all over again. There's comfort in the mundane and satisfaction in the expected. Even though it's uncomfortable to start a new journey, there's excitement in new adventures. It's okay to struggle a little bit in this new transition, but the future awaits. The class of 2022 has proven to be risk-taking and passionate individuals, so there's no telling the greatness that they will accomplish. After today, a new chapter begins. We'll all be headed in different directions, but I know without a doubt that the support we've all shown each other in our high school years will help us guide us in our transition out into the rest of the world. The tight bond that seals our class together is one that will never be forgotten. There's no telling what the future holds, but I know for a fact that these extraordinary individuals are ready to step out of their comfort zones, ready to make a difference, and ready to venture out in the world. With this, I welcome you again to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2022. Let's congratulate them once more, and here's to new beginnings. Thank you. And I will now invite Chuck on stage to share a few remarks.
Thank you, Mackenzie. And thank you all for being here. Good afternoon. Families, friends, parents of the graduates, grandparents, and I just want to take a moment to acknowledge two dear friends who are here today, the founders of Long Trail School, Dave and Reen Wilson. This is the 29th year I've been ahead of the school, and therefore the 29th commencement I've officiated. There's that number again. And so it's probably the last also. It's most fitting that I spend this last year to school that I've really fallen in love with. I've known Long Trail for 30 years, but now I really know Long Trail. And in the short time I've been here, it's been hard to get to know all the students. So I really focus on these guys. Back in February, I met with them all one-on-one in my office. They walked in a little nervous. I hope we all came out a little friendlier, a little more aware of each other. And since then, I've sought them out. They've sought me out in the hallways and so forth. And you know, in that short time, I really come to respect this amazing group of students. 16 of them are here today. 2 of them flew back to Poland last week, Thomas and Patrick. And we celebrated them by giving their diplomas last week in front of the entire student body at morning meeting. One of our students, Noel, will be joining us virtually shortly. This group, they are thoughtful, they are kind, they are considerate, they're caring. They're natural leaders. They have boundless school spirit, contagious enthusiasm, and they're wonderful role models to our younger students, and they're good friends. Time does not allow me to speak about each one individually, although I'd love to and be tempted, but they're going to do it back themselves in the Long Trail tradition. Each of our graduates will have a moment up here and speak to you all from their own hearts. It's going to be an honor in a moment to present diplomas to these 16, 17 amazing people. I'm going to miss them. I miss my time here. And I just want to thank you all for everything you've done for me, everything you meant for me personally. Again, my sincere congratulations to the class of 2022. It's now my pleasure to introduce Amy Tebow, the chair of the Board of Trustees. Amy?
Hi there, guys. Congratulations. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we want to hold you up and notice that today is your day. I do have a few other people to thank while I'm up here, and I hope you will join me in that as well. I'd like to express my gratitude to the entire Long Trail School community for your resilience and positivity during this year of transition. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank some special people, among them a woman who, until recently, has been a fixture of this school since 1998, or not 88. I think it's 88. I can't read. You know what? Glasses would help. There we go. It's 88 for the record. Courtney Callow. Now, while I am relatively new to Long Trail and the board, I had to do a little digging and some homework. I had a lot of only positive affirmations that I learned about. It was a bit humbling and overwhelming how much this woman has done. Courtney began right here at Long Trail after graduating from UVM. She taught German, ran the international program. She founded the Student Ambassador Program that included outreach to the community with empty bowls. Remember that? That was a huge, fun event. She chaperoned students for Stratton 24. She led student trips to Europe. She helped establish exchange programs in Germany and Spain. She ran summer programs for European and Asian students. She created the Long Trail Summer Camp. She served as the director of admissions. And lastly, she was the development director, where she excelled at maintaining and making connections with foundations and our donors. Most of all, though, it was pretty clear, Courtney made everyone feel valued. She modeled generosity, community, and philanthropy at its definition. It's clear that Courtney has played an invaluable role here and helped shape the school into what it is today. I think I speak for the entire Long Trail community with tremendous respect, awe, and thanks for you, Courtney Callow.
So I was making donuts about an hour ago. And my daughters were like, "Wow, this is the first graduation you don't have to do anything for. Go!" Thank you so much. My blood's in this place. I just am so grateful, and I've touched so many lives, and they've touched mine, and I appreciate it, and I love you guys. And I hope you can keep coming till I'm almost 80, Dave. Henry.
Thanks a lot, Courtney.
Only 77.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
One last thanks. We would also like to extend our gratitude to Interim Head of School Chuck Scranton for his kindness. Yeah. Woohoo! For your kindness and your leadership. Chuck, although you too are graduating, I know you will remain a valued member of this tribe as both friend and mentor to most all of us, if not all. So thank you very much. And lastly, to the students, parents, and teachers and staff, thank you for being the honest, gritty, creative, hardworking souls of this amazing school, and congrats to the class of 2022.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. I've had a blast.
Thank you and congratulations. The members of the class of 2022 would like to share our reflections, visions, and musical performances with you. Max will start us off and each graduate will introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Max. I've been here since 6th grade. You may have seen me around. Anyways, throughout my life, I have encountered numerous situations where I've discovered some magnitude of failure. There have been times where I've stuck my head in the sand and ignored these shortcomings, and there have been times when I've recognized the issue and worked to resolve said issue. Failure is unavoidable, and no matter how you try to ignore your dereliction, you will endure ramifications until you learn and change. Now, the biggest example of not learning from my mistakes in my life has been the 2 years since distance learning started. Now, I ended the first quarter in 11th grade with a decent grade, but it quickly fell when time for distance learning arrived. I found that I was unable to stay engaged during classes, as well as being extremely unproductive with my time in the video calls. When the report cards came out and I realized how poorly I was performing, my mindset should have instantly turned around right then and there. Instead, I convinced myself that my subpar grades weren't my fault and that the pandemic was to blame, which only led to further misdirection. Now, ignoring my failures is what almost led me to not be standing here today. However, after receiving help from both teachers and parents alike, I am extraordinarily grateful and jubilant that I can express my triumphs over what has been a very stressful 2 years. Now, This is hard. A second, less stressful experience involves the Rutland rock climbing gym in a particularly difficult climb, which brought me to the brink of quitting multiple times. The route I was attempting to ascend was the hardest I had attempted up until that point, and I had practiced most of the problematic areas and was confident with my abilities that I could finish it from the start. And for the next couple of weeks, I was unable to get any real particularly I was unable to get past this particularly challenging maneuver, which stopped me at least 5 times. And my inability to overcome the obstacle severely unmotivated me, and as a result, I took a break from climbing and decided that the climb was too difficult. Now, almost a full month later, the climbing gym announced that all the routes were going to be reset within the week, meaning that the climb I had invested so much effort into was going to disappear. I then decided to give it one more chance and was finally able to finish the climb after many failed attempts. And these two endeavors showed me that things might seem to be out of reach can be accomplished with the right mindset and choosing to persevere. Thank you.
Hello, Long Trail. My name is Timur, or Seymour, or whatever people decide to call me. At this point, I'm thinking I should just call myself Tim to make it easy on you and me. Tim with a little more, yeah, that's what my family said. And you probably know me as one of the boys from Kazakhstan. We're like twin brothers, at least that's what people think when they first see us. And as my partner in crime is probably gonna say, this is my first time graduating from high school, and one might wonder, who in the world would want to go through high school over again? And I would not have been able to tell you that when I just came to Long Trail. I was a lost 17-year-old who didn't know what he wanted to do, but had a crazy idea of getting into college in America in the middle of a global pandemic. And I have come a long way throughout my Long Trail journey. A journey of rediscovering myself as a person, getting to know a new culture, and learning skills that are going to help me excel in my future career. But Long Trail gave me more than just academic skills. I found a second family in Julia and Ray Craig, and their wonderful family. I met Luca and his family, who gave me great support, and I gained so many new friends. Classes that I took have not only taught me academic skills, but life lessons, as I got a chance to establish a real connection with all of my teachers. If you ask me why I was going to high school all over again, I would not be able to tell you, but after finishing my 2 years here at Long Trail, I know that it was the right choice. Thank you.
Good afternoon, I'm Anna, pardon my voice. It is no secret that in my 6 years at Long Trail, I've received an amazing education. Close connections with my teachers have enriched my approach to learning, and the rigor of the International Baccalaureate program has prepared me for college. I've won airband twice and traveled across the country with some of my closest peers. To say the least, I have a large catalog of memories. In all honesty, I entered Long Trail with this expectation. I was an unathletic, theater-obsessed 7th grader with absolutely no desire to step foot on a field or a court, but I knew I was going to find success through many other facets. Yet, come freshman year, the ravages of peer pressure overtook me. I found myself standing helpless on the defensive line of the girls' varsity soccer team. Next, I was struggling to put a ball in a hoop, and then I found myself tripping over seemingly endless rows of hurdles. However, throughout the epic saga that has been the past 6 years, no single moment has been able to epitomize my high school career as one cold night in February did. The Long Trail School's girls' varsity basketball team got gathered at school to make the long trek to Twin Valley for a Friday night game. The JV game in front of us was superficial at best, an opportunity to get shots at the basket before heading to our final game the next day and the playoffs the next week. The Wildcats gym stood around me as a testament to the game in which I had scored my first basket in 3 years prior. After the game flashed by, we loaded back onto the bus. We stuffed our faces full of pizza and laughed together. Myself and a bunch of sophomores with our dead phones tucked away in our backs.
I remember the anticipation of the game only 12 hours in my future. My last home game ever. Anathon, extravaganza, or whatever you want to call it. I didn't know if I would ever be riding a bus home in the dark again. After arriving back at school, I loaded into the freezing car with Molly and Mara as we had done every other cold night of the season. Yet, this night, no music played behind our voices as our phones sat still dead in our bags. In turn, don't ask me why, we spent the 30-minute ride making our own music. Molly beatboxing and Mara and I freestyling harmony. Maybe Coach will let us play this for warm-up at the game tomorrow. I doubted it. The night ended under the stars, ice skating in our socks on the frozen pond in Molly's front yard. I wish I could thank every star from that night that I sat back and enjoyed that moment, hearing the sound of Mara wheezing from laughter, or Molly yelling that she cannot in fact spin on ice like they do at the Olympics. I cannot tell you the score of the game, but I can tell you that for a split second, hours before my high school basketball career would take its final run, I felt a moment of peace, a moment of realization. A realization that I owe the person I am today to the connections and skills I learned in long trail athletics. I would have never found myself relishing life with two girls I know from my childhood if we hadn't been on so many teams together. The day that followed was replete with a team breakfast, a senior ceremony, and a game, and many, many tears. My high school experience was anything but typical. Nonetheless, Long Trail proved to be exactly what I and my peers needed. A place where things that can happen even if you had never envisioned them. But here's the secret. Not being open and willing to miss a few shots or fall over many hurdles means you might just miss out on a chance to skate in your frozen socks on a cold night in February with two of your closest friends. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cannon, just like that dude said over there. I've only been at Long Trail for 2 years. I transferred from BBA, not knowing what to expect. Hearing stories from people that came from the school about the horrors that go on in its halls. Not really, but I was hyperbolizing. They actually said it was fine and that it was a small people, were close, and I would love it. 2 years later, knowing what I know now, I wish I came here earlier. Long Trail and its faculty have had a significant impact on me in the way I think about school now. Sorry, I'm not crying, don't worry. I came here lost, but now I have a better idea of what I want for myself in life. And for that, I will be forever grateful. To the students I share the classroom with, thank you for putting up with me. Thank you to Katie Redding for letting me in, especially wherever she is now. Thank you. And now, thank you to my family. I will always think of Long Trail as my home, and wherever I end up in life, I will never forget my experiences at this place. Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Ian. I'm just going to start off by saying I'm not and have never been good at or a fan of giving speeches, so I'll keep it short and sweet. I've been here since 7th grade, so 6 whole years of my life, and much has changed since then. If you'd asked me what I wanted to do in 7th grade, I would have given you several answers, ranging from a marine biologist to a fully committed blacksmith. Since then, I've changed my mind several times, and I'm not sure today, but Long Trail has given me the tools to do what I want to do, whatever that may be. Through my time at Long Trail, I have maintained a constant passion for nature. From environmental club to creating a class with Ernie, wherever he is, where we just raised geckos and watched them grow and interact. And Long Trail has allowed me to pursue my passion for that and develop it into an addiction with reptiles, which I will be eternally grateful for. While I may not know exactly what my next few years will look like, I do know that because of people here today, I will succeed in whatever my next endeavor may be. My family is my main support system, and I would not be here without there, so I'm going to thank Mom, Dad, Ronan, and Grandma and Grandy who are out there today, and everyone else who has supported me. My number 2 support system is Grace. Without her, this speech would be much shorter, and I probably wouldn't even be standing here today. So all in all, I'm taking everything I've gathered here at Long Trail, and I'm applying it to my future, whatever that may hold. Thank you.
As you guys already know, my name is Arslan, and for years I was trying to identify my purpose in this world. And to be frank, I am still on that journey. However, Arslan that is in front of you today, and Arslan that came through those doors almost 2 years ago, are completely different individuals. I always had big ambitions, but I seldom thought about my path to success. But Long Trail was the place that helped me develop the blueprint for bringing my dreams into reality. With the help of the school faculty and my dear classmates, shout out to everyone, I believe that I'm becoming a better person every day, for which I am forever grateful. The Long Trail community brought out the best in me. I am proud to say that here, I became truly a happy person. I gained a new family in the faces of the whole Long Trail community and learned who I am. The amount of opportunities in terms of education and traveling I have experienced were absolutely astounding to me. Because if you ask the 12-year-old version of me who grew up in a very small town in Kazakhstan, he never even thought that he would be the first person from his family to ever live and study IB in the United States during a freaking pandemic. Travel the country and even see Mexico. I learned the value of human connections. The amount of love and respect I have received here have taught me to be a more compassionate and kind person. I could not have asked for a better host family than the Craig family, who helped me navigating my goals and values. They gave me the confidence and support I needed, and I will forever remember that giving is much more important than taking. The Golf Dramzik family has also been a vital support system for me, providing with some opportunities that I will never forget and showing me the importance of empathy. On an ending note, I can confidently declare that in the future, I'll be able to pursue more things I love in my life, whether it's writing string quartets, learning the difference between a metaphor and a simile cam, or improving my jump shot. Aside from introducing me to new sides of life, Long Trail taught me the most important lesson that any human shall learn before going into the adult world. I learned how to learn. And I have learned so much from a wonderful experience here, whether it's gratitude from the NHS, time management from the IB, or the importance of teamwork for basketball. I have discovered that beauty and knowledge in life always lie deeper than the surface. I wish some of the people here I met earlier, but I still believe that on my journey, with the skill in my possession, I can be successful in my future endeavors and one day give back to the place that became a home for me. Thank you, everyone.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Damien. Time is a funny thing. If you only look back at one moment in the past, you may not think it was that long ago. But if you start to recall all the moments you had experienced between that moment and now, both good and bad, it starts to seem like a lifetime ago. That is how I feel looking back at my freshman year self. At my core, I believe I still am the same person I was when I first started high school. However, the experience I have had helped me find more of myself. I now have a greater awareness of, and appreciation for, my mental health after having gone through tough obstacles, including a global pandemic. I no longer have a fear of heights, mostly thanks to scaling down a cliffside for the first time on last year's National Parks trip and absolutely loving it. I have further enhanced my passion for music, film, and skiing. Looking back at how much I have grown and the goals I have accomplished over the past 4 years is a reminder that I don't give myself enough credit for all the wonderful things I have done leading up to this moment, and I know the same can be said about my fellow classmates. It excites me to know that I have so many opportunities waiting for me to find and further enhance more pieces of myself when I go off to art school in just a few short months. I would have not had this feeling of accomplishment as well as such excitement for the future if not for the amazing faculty, students, and family that have supported and inspired me in ways both small and large. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Grace. Many of you don't know me and probably don't know how significant it is for me that I'm standing here speaking in front of all of you today, but I really appreciate that you're here. I attended Long Trail for 7 years, 6th grade to 12th grade, and in that time, despite not always knowing it, I've grown, physically, academically, and as a person. I walked into the school as a small, nervous 10-year-old girl who didn't know much about the world and was too scared to ask. Now I leave, a 17-year-old who is, for the most part, confident in who they are. I've experienced so much. I've learned from my teachers, seen more of the world, and discovered new things about myself. I know who I am and where I want to go. Somehow, all the things that younger me could never imagine myself doing, I've done, am doing at this very moment, or am soon to do. It's kind of crazy. You spend your whole school life looking forward to this one thing, graduation. You know it's coming, but you never expect it to creep up on you so fast. It feels like I've waited forever, but at the same time, high school just flew by. Of course, I'm so grateful to those who have helped me through it all. Thank you to my family, my parents, who raised me and will forever love me. To Jacob, the best big brother I could ever ask for, I love you all so much. Thanks to the teachers who've made such an impact on my life. And finally to my friends, both old and new. Seniors of 2022, we did it. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey, and I know we'll all go far.
Hi, my name is Cassidy. In lieu of a speech, I will be performing a song for you with my band Melon. And I don't know who I would be without these guys and my family and all of my friends in the last 6 years here at Long Trail. Amy, do you need 2 drumsticks?
No.
Okay. Okay. So, this is Waiting on the World to Change by John Mayer.
Yeah, John Mayer.
One, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Me and my friends, we're all misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing and there's no way we ever could. And I see everything that's going wrong in the world and those who lead it. And we just feel like we don't have the means to rise above and beat it. So we keep on waiting, waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's hard to beat the system when we're standing at a distance. So we keep on waiting, waiting, waiting on the world to change. Now if we had the power to bring our neighbors home from war, they would have never missed a Christmas. Oh, no more ribbons on the door. When you trust your television, what you get is what you got. 'Cause when they bend the information, oh, they can only go to one. That's why we're waiting, waiting, waiting on the world to change. Keep on waiting, waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's not that we don't care, we just know that the fight ain't fair. So we keep on waiting, waiting, waiting on the world to change. Keep waiting, waiting, waiting on the world to change. Keep on waiting, waiting, waiting on the world to change.
Okay. Wait, just to check, Damien, like raise your hand if you can hear me.
I can hear you. I'm the only person.
Okay, fine. Perfect. Well, I'm sorry I can't be here in person. I really wanted to see all of you guys and walk alongside you as you graduate, but I have COVID. But aside from that, I'm really grateful for all the accommodations that have been made for me to still be able to be here today. So thank you sincerely to Shelley, Mary Ellen, Jeffrey, Jeremy, really just everyone along the way that I've been frantically texting to allow me to still say kind of what I want to say to all of you. So thanks. All right. So to begin, good afternoon. At the beginning of the school year, I could not imagine the happiness I'm feeling now. Back then, and in the years prior, I become trapped within the turmoil of my own mind, unable to listen to nor live through my body. The pleasure of a walk in the woods, or the sun on my skin, or of a good night's rest was lost on me, and I lived to prepare for my future. But as I now enter this future, I find myself obsessed with this current moment and the euphoria and meaning of it all. I could not properly express in words, and I really mean that, the beauty that I now see in life, nor the thanks I owe to my friends and teachers at Long Trail for showing it to me. But I'll try. As a slow reader whose attention wavers and who is often overwhelmed with anxiety, I have been earnestly supported in my struggles by every single one of my IB teachers who have offered me second, third, and fourth chances. Thank you, Kenneth, for your endless review of optimization, and Julia for the hours you sacrificed to help me rewrite my EE. This steadfast patience and support gave my brain the time it needed to make connections despite my mental struggles, and consequently, my life is greatly enriched. I now see the beautiful world that is calculus and the deep harmonic relationships of the Amazon rainforest, and altogether the immense complexity and beauty of our world systems. These realizations have taught me to live as I am here and now. Kelly, our discussions of indigenous South American traditions were vital reminders that meaning is inherent to our lives and that we must find peace in the chaos of our world and of our minds. And as I leave Long Trail, I'm overjoyed to have made these personal developments, but I will greatly miss the environment that allowed me to germinate. Already I miss the euphoric excitement that class time brought me this past year, where my lips pursed and the back of my throat felt light, and I could barely contain myself in all the thoughts I had. As all of us branch off onto our different paths in life, I'm eager to see what success and meaning we will all bring to our communities. Still, I will miss our everyday classroom banter, the hours we spent playing Frisbee in the spring sun, but I know these memories will remain with me for every day of the rest of my life. Thanks.
All right, thanks to the first half of our class for sharing their thoughts and performances with us. We will get to the second half momentarily, but first we have a few special awards to give out at this time, and now I would like to invite Molly Sanderson to the podium to present the Dave and Reen Wilson Award.
Hi guys, I'm Molly. Congratulations to all of you guys sitting right here. So this award is given to a member of the senior class who meets the following criteria. They must have created something of long-lasting significance within the school or community. They must exhibit an amiable personality and passionate dedication to the community, and they must be involved in many aspects of the school, being well-rounded, and must have taken advantage of opportunities provided by Long Trail School. So, with my pleasure, I would like to give this award to Grace Porter.
All right, thank you, Molly, and congratulations, Grace Porter. Let's hear another round of applause for my girl. All right, I would now like to invite Ava Witt to come up to the stage to present the West Forbes Spirit Award.
Hi, everybody. All right, so this award goes to a student who takes great pride in living the core values of Long Trail School, which are integrity, kindness of spirit, openness, social responsibility, and stewardship. Now, today, I'd like to give it to a dear friend of mine who I've known for a long time, and I'd like to thank them for always making sure everyone has a smile on their face. So, without further ado, congratulations, Mackenzie Smith.
Paper is hard, guys. There we go.
All right, thank you, Ava, and congratulations, Mackenzie. And could Sean come up to the stage to present the Dorothy Purse Award?
It's my honor to be presenting this year's Dorothy Purse Faculty Award. Each year this award is voted upon by the Long Trail faculty and given to the faculty member who best exhibits former Dean of Faculty Dorothy Purse's commitment to intellectual curiosity and education by offering creative and inspirational instruction. The recipient reflects Dorothy's lifelong dedication to educating students and implementing best practices in teaching. The recipient is awarded a stipend to be used toward professional development in the upcoming academic year, and the teacher will present his or her findings to the faculty at large about discovery he or she has made regarding best practices of pedagogy. At Long Trail, we are lucky to have many deserving of this award, but it will come as little surprise to the faculty who is being honored today. This teacher's dedication to their craft and students is evident every day through their tireless efforts, not only to challenge our students intellectually, but offer enriching experiences through school organizations and community engagement. At the core of any successful teacher is a passion for their students, and this educator's passion for their students is evident throughout the halls of Long Trail. In the classroom, they're able to engage students using various techniques and resources to build globally minded citizens with a broad perspective that goes beyond their own experiences. Her ability to meet every student at their level and foster awareness of their abilities and potential helps our students push themselves to grow each day, and students see her live her principles, and she inspires them through her action. In a short time, they have become heavily involved with student organizations, arranging for trips to participate in learning opportunities with students from across the region and growing students' confidence in their leadership abilities. Behind the scenes, they have advocated for our students to ensure their interests are at the heart of school decision making. They truly live their profession, putting tireless effort into enhancing our students' experience and never missing a detail. Despite their time commitment to their craft, they are always open and welcoming, with the door open to students and colleagues whenever they need a helpful hand. As a colleague said to me recently, it's hard not to feel small standing next to this dynamo of an educator. It's my deep honor to presenting this award this year to Julia Craig.
Thank you, Sean, and congratulations to Julia. And Mary Ellen will present the Citizen of the Year Award now.
Each year, Long Trail School selects a Citizen of the Year from a member of our community, someone who demonstrates their commitment to the school's core values through their actions and their words. A good citizen exhibits loyalty, trust, compassion, and hope. They find ways to engage others in meaningful conversation, to demonstrate their ability to truly listen, and to find ways to collaboratively engage the community. This year's recipient is a role model for the Long Trail School core values. His integrity is unwavering. His compassion for others shines through every day. He has helped us to look within and to work together for the good of our community and the world. Most recently, he became involved with Long Trail School under adverse circumstances, but in his short tenure here on campus, he has made an indelible mark on Long Trail School. He came out of retirement for the second time to help out a school in need of a strong, skilled, and kind leader. He provided the guidance we needed at a time when we really needed him. The Long Trail community will be forever grateful for the impact you have made on the school in such a short time. You are truly a remarkable educator, leader, and person. I am proud and honored to present the Long Trail Citizen of the Year Award to Chuck Scranton.
Thank you, Marianne, and congratulations to Chuck. And we will now continue with our senior reflections and visions, and Mackenzie will get us started.
All right, good afternoon, everyone, again. I think it's pretty natural to assume that growing up with ambitious parents and a twin sister that I was bound to be a little competitive. If there's one question I wish I had a nickel for every time someone asked me, it would be, have you always been such an ambitious, confident, and competitive person? I feel like people are always expecting me to answer with a deeply moving story, something where my personality formed and I grew as a result of a tough life experience, something that would come straight out of a coming-of-age movie. But in actuality, I look people straight in the eyes and see their intrigue start to diminish when I assertively answer, yes. To tell you all the truth, I think my competitive nature kicked in right after I earned the title of the younger twin, losing the eldest title by a whole 2 minutes. From that moment on, I realized that second place finishes weren't really my thing. Over the past 18 years of my life, I've dedicated countless hours to earning top grades, leading school organizations, and competing at the national level as an equestrian. And all of these accomplishments have led me to exhaustion. Don't get me wrong, I love everything I do, and I'm proud of myself for everything that I've accomplished, but I can't help but think of the stress I've caused myself and all the relationships I've sacrificed just so I could try to be the best. It's no secret that Long Trail fosters a competitive atmosphere, so I blended right in when I started attending in 8th grade. I noticed that my drive to be the best and do the most increased to the point where all of my beloved classmates turned into my ruthless competition. Even though I was often praised for my work ethic and aspirations, I couldn't help but loathe the person I had become. From that moment on, I realized that even though I was a competitive person, that life is not one big competition. There's so much more out there than just top grades and first place ribbons. Instead of focusing on being the best, I slowly learned that I could become the best student, the best leader, and the best friend by realizing that life is not a competition with the people around you, but a competition with yourself to become the best version of yourself you can be. Thank you.
Alrighty, good afternoon. My name is Grace. I've attended Long Trail since 7th grade and have thought about what I would say during my graduation speech, a long-standing tradition almost as long as I've been here. I wanted to be able to give a similar speech to the one Rory Gilmore gave in the early 2000s hit TV show, Gilmore Girls. She speaks of living in two worlds, one of literature and one of reality. When sitting down to write this speech, I realized I do. I live in two very distinct worlds, one of which is here, at school, and the other is only 9.6 miles away, but is entirely different. At school, I'm Grace, student council co-president, an officer in NHS, and can usually be found not far from Ian. In my other world, I'm recognized as a fabulous baker's daughter, or many recognize me as Bob Bain's granddaughter, the person who often works at the town's general store, and the eager member of the rescue squad who is always willing to go on a call. My world here at Long Trail has allowed me to grow from a very shy and timid 12-year-old to a much more confident and outgoing person. This is thanks to the amazing faculty, staff, and opportunities I have had as a student here. Because of this growth, I joined my town's rescue squad, and while getting vomited on by a COVID patient or helping an old woman out of the bathtub at 3 in the morning may not be my favorite way to spend my time, these experiences have only strengthened my love and excitement for medicine. And while I am not going to be a butt doctor, which is what I supposedly shared a plan of being with my grandparents at the age of 2, I am going to attend Endicott College for nursing in the fall. My two worlds are not very distant, but both consist of different people, which sets them apart. The people who have helped me get where I am today are mainly found in my other room. People like my mother and father, who played a pivotal role and aided me in more ways than we have time for. From getting wherever I may have needed for a school project to telling me to be safe every Friday night when I go on a call. My grandparents are also my biggest supporters and inspiration, and while one of them can't be here today, I hope they all know how much they've impacted my life, from being the safe place I go whenever I have an issue or the latest town gossip to being so dedicated to my education that they drove me to and from school every day for 4 years. And lastly, people who might as well be family at this point and are here today, Maria, Jen, and Andrea, all of whom have had a significant part in my success and deserve to be included for an accolade. While I have two worlds in which I live, one of Long Trail School and the other less than 10 miles away in Rupert, I'm here today to acknowledge and appreciate all those in this community, one that has been paramount in my success and that I am immensely thankful for.
Sorry, Mackenzie got me pretty teary over here. Alright, hello lovely people. My name is Catherine and I am not an adult. As long as I can remember, I've always had one foot out the door, planning for the future rather than enjoying little moments as they happened. My focus was on college and my career to follow, and although that career goal has not stayed the same, my attention to the future has. At first, I dreamed of being a fashion designer in New York City, then a baker in France, and even a space engineer. Now, as I grow ever closer to adulthood, I'm stuck trying to figure out exactly where to go or who I want to be. I was always told by my parents that even when I turned 18, I would not really be an adult, as there is so much out there that I have yet to learn and experience. I didn't believe them then, but now I do now. As a legal adult, I wonder what my life will be like, and it is difficult to move forward when I have no roadmap to follow. I don't know who I am yet, and I don't know who I'm going to be. I have to learn to be at peace with this, because in life there's no formula for creating a fully formed and functioning adult. I'm still growing. The digits in my age may increase, but I always believe that no matter how old I am, I will forever be a child. There is always something new to learn. However, with this focus of moving forward, I cannot forget to reflect on my past and live in my present. I don't know my favorite color. I may tell people that it is orange, but that is simply because I decided that it would be so when I was 10, although I can't remember why. I don't know my biggest fears or even my greatest aspirations, but I trust that if I go with the flow, I can make something out of whatever life throws at me. I can derive my dreams from the present reality. I'm going to unveil a secret. I've never made a New Year's resolution. I have always looked towards the faraway future rather than the next day. Now, I'm making a graduation resolution to live fully in the moment and engage meaningfully in my life. From this day forward, I will no longer be focused on who I could be, but rather on who I am becoming. No matter where I go, I'm excited for what life brings. And at the very worst, I remind myself that running away to the desert and living in a van is always an option. Thank you to the people who taught me that it was okay to be a child. Friends, family, and especially Mom, Dad, Mackenzie, and Oliver. I love you. And thank you to Deb, who challenged me to find myself in my writing once again.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Willow. In early September, I had a dream. I dreamed I was flying, which is something common in my dreams and thoughts. However, this time, my place in the sky gave me a vision that was incomprehensible to my waking self. This vision that seemed to connect me with the past and future versions of myself. Much of the detail escapes my conscious brain, but the feeling of contentedness, of a deeper connection with myself, resonated within me for weeks, inspiring a calming comfort for which I could return to on the harder days. I have always regarded myself and the person that I was a year ago, a month ago, or mere seconds ago to always be different people, for they are. However, through time, there are distinct versions of me throughout my time at Longshell. For example, there is 7th grade Willow who believed herself destined for the big screen and saw an acting career in her future. Or purple-haired freshman me who wrote the best poem of her life in Deb's literature by genre class. The 11th grade me who never thought she'd make it through the IB Spanish oral assessment. That was hard. To now, the person who I cannot describe fully, but hope to reflect back on fondly. From one version to another, I have changed and grown, and the Longtrail community has been there for each and every version of me. Through thick and thin, Longtrail has supported the many girls, the many me's who have walked its halls countless times. To every teacher, administrator, coach, and faculty member who has seen me through the times that I thought it wouldn't end, thank you. Each one of you gave me a community when I desperately needed one, and I am thankful to have been a part of what you all have created. I hope that you know your impact and your significance in my life. I hope that the next part of my path is filled with people as wonderful as you. I like to think and hope that, above all, I have made my past selves proud. I hope that they cheer me on from the depths of my brain, watching me grow and develop after they are long retired. They who work tirelessly so that I can enjoy the fruits of their labor. In turn, I hope to do the same for the me that is to come. I know that I will be proud of her and always in her corner. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Julia Warland. The world tells us that the journey of finding yourself is linear. When we're young, our dream career changes daily. One day, we want to be a marine biologist, the next a ballerina, and the next a news reporter. The possibilities are endless. As we grow up, we try out different subjects. We find out what we enjoy and what we're good at, and we also find out the subjects we dislike. Bit by bit, as the time goes on, we gain a clearer picture of what we want to do with our lives, and finally, once we enter adulthood, we know what we want in life and we pursue it. Well, my life is proof that this story is, to put it bluntly, rubbish. My story went backwards. Even before I entered middle school, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to study medicine and become a veterinarian. In my mind, it was the perfect career. I got to spend time with and care for animals, make a decent living, and it would make my family and friends proud of me. Sure, it would require years of grueling studying, possibly at the sacrifice of my mental health, but that didn't matter. Remember that last bit because it comes back to bite me. The first part of my master plan was to study science and math in high school to prepare me for college. I took almost every advanced course offered, enrolled in competitions, and spent my summers not enjoying my youth, but instead in research programs and studying for the SATs. Sure, my grades were good and my college resume was strong, but I wasn't happy. However, I told myself that my own happiness didn't matter and that this was the sacrifice that it took to pursue my dream. My junior year, I reached a breaking point. I realized that the path I was on wasn't sustainable. I knew that if I continued on this path that I was on, I would burn out before I reached the finish line. For the first time in my high school career, I opened myself up to the possibility of pursuing other careers and studying subjects not just because they were required to become a veterinarian, but because they brought me joy. I realized that my own happiness and health also had value. I would have never been able to get to this point were it not for the incredible teachers and staff of Longtrail and my family and friends. They supported me when I was struggling, encouraged me to pursue subjects that brought me joy, and called me out when I went overboard, which was quite a lot. They also reminded me to take care of myself in addition to prioritizing my academics. I would have never been able to realize the importance of balance without all of you, and I thank you. Now here I stand before you, soon to graduate, and I'm 100 times more uncertain of the career I will pursue than I was when I entered high school, and that's okay. The path of finding your purpose in life, if there even is such a thing, doesn't have to be linear. It can even go backwards, like in my case. It's never too late to switch paths and to reinvent yourself completely. No matter where you are in life, it's alright to not know where you're going. This uncertainty and possibility for change and adventure is what makes life worth living. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Devin. Today is a very special day for me because I have reached another personal milestone. After 4 years of hard work at this terrific high school, I am off to UVM knowing that I am prepared for the next chapter of my life. Unlike most, my entire education through 8th grade was spent in New York City. Starting as a freshman at Long Trail, I felt at home because I have been coming up to Vermont since I was very young. Thank you to the teachers that I have had throughout the years. With their support, guidance, flexibility, and compassion, I have learned and experienced many things that I will use in college. Some of these items include learning how to study in a more efficient manner, using better ways to keep organized, and being better at advocating for myself. I would specifically like to thank Mary Ellen, whom I am very proud to call my mentor, as she has been there for me for all 4 years whenever I needed her. Also, Mary Ellen helped me continue my IB Mandarin studies with online classes as my language requirement, since Long Trail does not offer Mandarin as a language. I would like to give a shout out to Julia Craig, who really went out of her way to help me complete my extended essay. In addition to my studies, I also made great friends, and we have helped each other over the years, and I have made some great memories, especially during the National Parks trip. Lastly, I would like to thank my parents and the rest of my family for the opportunities, love, and support that they have given me to get me to where I am today. Now I stand before you, ready to graduate and begin the next part of my life at UVM as an animal science major on a pre-veterinary track. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Laura. If you've ever seen me casually and not in a graduation gown, you probably assumed I'm artistic. You're not wrong, but what you didn't know is that my parents wanted me to go into science. Growing up, I was surrounded by experiments and the natural world. My parents, both science teachers, were ready to answer any scientific questions I posed. Although I was naturally talented in art, I was certain that I would follow in their footsteps. My SL chemistry class during my sophomore year was a significant turning point in my academic interest, to say the least. I found it difficult to learn and understand content despite guidance from my mom. The next year, I took SL biology, which I unsurprisingly struggled in as well. And I realized that science just is not my thing. I began gravitating towards humanities and arts, so I explored career paths within them. I talked to Ann Herod and the seniors of my IB art class about art schools, and they responded with support and excitement. I would like to thank them for creating a safe environment and for convincing me to broach the topic with my parents. My parents were apprehensive about the cost and possibility of success, though they allowed me to visit art schools. I immediately fell in love with the atmosphere, and I knew that art was the path I wanted to follow. With the help of Mary Ellen, I rearranged my senior year schedule to focus on the arts. I became an intern at the Southern Vermont Art Center and took a dual enrollment class at CCV. I also decided to combine a graphic design major with a marketing minor to be on the safe side. My years at Long Trail guided me to better understand my interests and how to pursue them in my future. Coming into this school as a scientific-minded person, I have certainly changed to better myself. The safe and welcoming atmosphere guided me to grow outside of my family into the person I am becoming. Although I am more than prepared to move on from this community, I am so grateful for the experiences and opportunities I was given. Thank you.
Alrighty, and now we will hear from the IB Music Group.
Oh my gosh.
Hey whoa. English, hey everybody. All right, so we are the IB music class, and we're gonna perform a little tune for you. It's called "Feeling Good," which I think really fits the mood. So, yeah, it's gonna be great. Is the band ready? Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossoms on a tree. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleeping peace when day is dead, that's what I mean. And this whole world is a new world and a cool world for me. Stars when shine, you know how I feel. Send pines, you know how I feel. Mine, I know how I feel. Dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I feel so good. All right, thank you, everyone.
Alrighty. Thank you to my classmates for sharing your experiences, special readings, and talents. At this time, I'd like to invite Chuck, Amy, and Mary Ellen to the stage.
Well, it's the time we've all been waiting for after we heard these lovely performances and reflections from our seniors. It's now time for their diploma. So first up, we have Cassidy Mae Brooks. Laura Beth Rosenthal. Devin Cosmos Shapiro. Julia Kestrel Warland. Willow Hughes Muse. Okay. Catherine Ashley Smith. Grace Gabriella Porter. Mackenzie Jean Smith. Grace Catherine Schmidt. Damian Markovic. Arslan Sanabayev. Ian Foster Phillip. Noel Moss Nielsen Schlageter. Cannon C. Petra.
Jeffrey. Anna Marietta Matthewson. Timur Anderson. Maximilian Aiden Arava. Stay standing.
Alrighty. For the conclusion of our ceremony, I'll keep my closing remarks short as I'm pretty positive everyone's ready to go celebrate. Even though our class is small, 16 today to be exact, there's an immense amount of accomplishments worth celebrating. I doubt any of my classmates would disagree with the idea that our high school career has not been what we had imagined as incoming freshmen. Quarantining, a global pandemic, Google Meets, and strict COVID protocols have unavoidably shaped these past few years of all of our lives. Regardless of these unforeseen circumstances, this small group has done some pretty remarkable things, all of which would be noteworthy in normal times, but the fact that they occurred during a global pandemic makes them all that more impressive. From an immense amount of college acceptances, scholarships, and awards, a plethora of community service hours, and classmates who wear many different but equally important hats within our community and within our school and surrounding communities. Our class has adapted and persevered through an untraditional educational path to become a group of seniors and soon to be alum, but technically now are, who because of extraordinary faculty and staff, amazing opportunities, and an expansive education are ready for the world beyond Long Trail. So I will now ask the graduates to rise.
Oh yeah!
And in keeping with tradition, we will now ring the bell 19 times commemorating our time at Long Trail School.